Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Rage Across New York, the Living World of Darkness. After some text messages exchanged by Leah and Callie, the younger sister of the Black Fury, Haroon, perhaps a bit concerned for her sister's mental state, as some things have changed for the Fury Archer. And as such, she's on her way to Callie's apartment to see if she's there before checking the set. And in all honesty, with the door left slightly ajar, anyone can walk in.
Yeah, but they'd probably find something unpleasant on the inside, so I don't suggest it. Leah, however, isn't quite that, smart, evidently. And climbs up the stairs. She has her usual backpack with her that's kind of thrown over one shoulder. She's wearing her work uniform because she's going to be going there here pretty soon, but she left early for that. And she would knock on the door, but seriously, what's the point? So just pretty much goes straight in. Starts kind of wandering through the apartment, attempting to see if her sister is anywhere.
From the far end of the apartment, Leah, from the moment from walking in, can hear loud grunts and just angry sounds coming from the far end as you can hear the impact of something being struck hard, and curses in Greek.
Go that way because it's so appealing.
Lynn Kelly.
Yeah, don't try to be quiet or anything. I'd rather she hear me coming. And close the door behind me, for the record. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
Kelly's fists are bare as she is literally punched herself into the point that her knuckles might be slightly bloodied. But she is just giving this poor punching bag hell. Red-faced, sweaty, just an unrelenting assault. Every four or five strikes, she kind of lets out a very guttural war cry, so to speak. And as she hears someone approach, she gives the bag one last strong punch, expecting it to be Mega, who she might get a little upset with if he comes in trying to stop her. But as she turns around with a very fierce expression on her face, she becomes a bit shocked to see Leah there.
Just stand there, like crossed arms over her chest, and just kind of just kind of eye her. Don't say anything, but attempt to meet her eyes.
Her eyes are sort of a vibrant amber at the moment. Hey.
You do realize that what you just said and the way you looked at me are nowhere near the same thing?
She grinds her teeth as she takes a long breath and becomes visibly smaller as she comes out of her glabro form and looks down at her knuckles, sort of shaking them as she grabs a towel and starts dabbing them, knowing that they'll heal in due time. Sorry.
It's okay. It makes me wonder what you were expecting, though. I mean, you did leave the door halfway open, so...
Did I?
Mm-hmm. It's closed now, not locked, but at least it's closed.
Thank you.
Mhm.
She walks past Leah, just kind of giving her a pat on the shoulder, telling that she's visibly sort of calming down, though still red-faced and looking salty. As she walks into the kitchen to grab a bottle of water, she pauses and grabs a second so she can hand one to Leah.
Oh, thanks.
So, I have a question for you. You understand these things a little bit better than I do. If you haven't really gotten anywhere with someone other than the initial I like you like me, and then they break things off before they start, is that the same as getting dumped?
Um, technically, no, it's not the same, but depending on how you felt, it can feel the same.
Kelly will crack the top of the bottle and then drink from it for a moment. A long drink.
Look, it's a prop.
Yeah, I guess that's how I feel right now. Dumped.
I'm sorry.
It's not like I didn't have it coming. Stupid.
It's not stupid.
Try and pull a relationship with another Garu. That's stupid.
Well, that part, maybe, yeah, but it's so stupid to like someone. It's not stupid. You don't have to. It's not stupid to want there to be more with someone, you know? And you're going to get hurt. And yeah, I say that kind of coldly. Don't get me wrong. I realize it sounds like that. But it's just a fact.
Hey, what am I fretting about for, right? Great kinfolk guy in my life who really seems to me, even though he's 13 years older than me. It's no big deal, right? I lucked out.
That depends. Is he what you want?
She shrugs slightly. It's what the wolf in me wants.
You're not just a wolf, are you? Don't you
Kelly,
want something that kind of fulfills all parts of you?
Kelly gives a very honest shrug. I don't know. I don't understand a lot of this stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I've never been in love, and you've definitely not said that word, so I'm not assuming that. But I kind of always pictured it being consuming, you know, like this is the one right here. Maybe you're just not there yet. I have no idea.
Kelly kind of lets her eyes roll back slightly. He's he's a beautiful man.
You just met him, right?
Yeah. He happened to catch me at a point where I was in a state of flux. I don't know. I don't regret it. Not sure if I was ready for it.
She's going to grab Callie's hand and pull her over so they can sit on the couch. And they will turn, so she's sort of sitting with her back to the armrest so she can face her. And as long as he didn't make you, then it's up to you how you want to handle things. I'm not going to sit here and judge you for it. You don't have to, be in love with every guy that you're with or every girl or whatever. It's more just don't try to make yourself feel things you don't.
So yeah, that's the thing, is I don't know if that's the state I'm in or not. He's got a sweet side.
Hey, if you like him, go for it. I don't care. If he can make you happy, be happy, please. But don't do it on the rebound from May.
Have May and I even been even remotely a thing long enough to consider it a rebound?
You said you felt like you had been broken up with. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't change how you feel. So if you feel like you've been broken up with, then this could be a rebound.
I'm not good at these sort of things. Why can't it just be straightforward? Why can't I just punch it to make it better?
Well, because punching kinfolk is bad.
Yeah.
We've been over this. And I'm pretty sure Mom would have been pissed off at you for that one too. So we said, between me and our dead mother, I suggest that you don't. I'm pretty sure your dad would weigh in with a vote there too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would. So, how have you been?
Okay. Just busy, running around, I'm lucky to get a few hours to myself in the evening most of the time.
How's your dream speaker thing going?
Good. Nothing to write at home about at the moment. Well, certain things of mine require certain situations to do much with, so it's really only an on occasion type thing. You know what I mean?
Kelly nods. You didn't, after the bar, she'll kind of tap the side of her head.
No, why would you even ask me that?
I'm just curious to know what a drunk person's dreams are like.
Ugh, that might hurt my head. No, you didn't. Remember I told you I wouldn't unless you gave me permission, and I don't think drunken person's permission would have been all that good, if you know what I mean. It's one thing if you've had a couple of drinks. It's something else. The only time I've done it was with you. You told me it would be okay, before you'd had more than a glass of wine.
How drunk was I?
Which night? Because you seem to be doing a lot of that lately.
Kelly will kind of pout at that, but she just shrugs it, or tries to shrug it off. The night at the bar. I remember going to the bar.
You puked in this guy's hat, like a top hat, which is weird. I have no idea why he was wearing a top hat, but he didn't. Well, at least you tried it. You tried to. Yeah, he grabbed it back and it got all over him.
Oh.
Top hat. That was a strange man.
Why do I vaguely remember riding around on Alan's back?
Because you did. It's because he was your slave for 10 minutes or something.
And I chose to have him act like a pony.
Well, only after you were dared to go around the block four times or something.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right.
And actually, he chose you to be slave to, so.
That's good.
But you want to know the truth?
Sure.
I think he picked you because he knew that I was trying to keep you from doing anything too stupid.
I was that wasted?
Yeah. It was obvious to everybody as soon as you walked in. He was helping me.
I don't remember much. I do remember falling down the stairs. Where was that?
At my place. When we were trying to walk up to the landing to go inside. You probably remember that because it hurt.
Yeah, it did. Aside from the headache, I woke up with shoulder pain that morning. I hope my whining and whinging didn't bother you sleeping.
Oh, I had some drinks myself. I'm pretty sure I passed out.
Yeah, your apartment's cozy.
Yeah, it's not too bad. If there was more than me living there, it would be miserable. But
So I guess me asking if I can move in with you is just out of the question.
we need a bigger place. I do have 2 bedrooms in there. Seriously, you've seen how big it is. And with like no walls except for the outside ones and like the bathroom. We'd be on top of each other.
That would work for about 2 months before you'd be seriously palming a silver knife, I'm sure.
I don't need that. I have the necklace, remember?
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Don't worry, I keep it locked up.
Leah Krykos, Garu Assassin.
Nobody will expect the necklace.
They never do.
That's what I need to make. A necklace with secret little silver knives inside.
Or silver garrote wire.
Ooh. That's just painful.
Well, if you're an assassin, it's kind of comes with the territory, Leah.
Well, I'm not a very good assassin, clearly. I mean... No, I guess I'm actually a little confused at this point. How well do you know Alan?
Alan?
Like yeah, is he like a friend?
Yeah, he's a good dude. Are you... And she kind of smirks. Are you Sweet on him?
I wouldn't go that far. I was just curious because, like, well, I hung out with him once. I ran into him after a class the other day. He was doing some sort of. They had some sort of environmental thing up, and I saw him, and so I figured I might as well say hi, right? Ended up going to a coffee shop, and he bought me a coffee, and well, there was a certain amount of things that might or might not have been flirting. It was all very vague, you know.
From his perspective or yours?
Him, more him. Like, no, like he said something, but he woke up. He woke up. What was it? He woke up half in a bottle one time. You know, the idea being that he was really drunk. And I was like, well, that must be, that must have been one big bottle if you can be inside it. You know, bad joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he started talking about, like, how he knew of a place that made gigantic wine bottles with, like, a little door in them. And that he would get one for me. And I was like, but I don't have a yard. And so he said that, well, okay, so first we'll get you a yard, then we'll get you the gigantic wine bottle, and then we'll both go in there and get drunk. Like, it's almost like jokingly planning for the future, right? A little weird. And he put his arm around me once. Didn't know what to do with that.
Her face turned slightly cold. Where did his hand go?
No, just my shoulders.
Okay.
It was because, people wouldn't come near him, but I could. So I kind of ducked in there to get through the crowd. Might as well take advantage of that space, right? And
take advantage could be a word be used there.
Using him for the space around him? Hell yeah, I just wanted space. I was just ducking through, and he was like, so he just put his arm around me to make it look more normal, I guess. It's probably nothing.
In all honesty, he's probably one of the better souls you could find in the set right now.
Well, he's a nice guy, but it just seemed really weird. Like, he actually took my phone at one point to look up a video. Like, he didn't ask for it, he just took it. Like, who takes somebody else's phone?
Did you smack him for it?
No, it confused me. I was like, what the hell's he doing? Because I just never expected it. We looked up the video, and then we both listened to the music.
Leah, do you ever get angry?
Not really. I mean, a little bit, What's more, I guess I get kind of...
Kylie's going to reach across and flick her in the forehead.
Kind of bored. Not bored. I kind of get, like... I guess sarcastic, maybe a little bitter sometimes. And, that was kind of a weird time to do that because, it was really obvious what you were going for. Try doing it when I'm not expecting it.
He just kind of smirks at his sister. Cold ice blood running through those veins. Somebody has to be the rational one.
Somebody does when you have a family full of guru.
Callie just kind of chuckles.
What? I learned. You guys were the ones that were always going off in some random rant, and I had to kind of hold things together. Between me and Grandma,
Doesn't mean you can't get angry. You should get angry sometimes.
It's funny, you came to me asking for advice about him. Well, I came to you, and then you asked me about the emotional stuff, and then all of a sudden you're lecturing me that I don't handle them well.
I understand anger pretty well. So one of the few things I do know.
Look, I was angry. I was so mad. I was like beyond pissed when you disappeared. Especially when I found out that you were actually okay. And I wasn't upset that you were like healing. I just meant like after when I knew you were okay.
Callie just kind of smiles as she stands up and holds out her hands towards Leah.
Take her hand.
And once she has Leah up to her feet, she stands there, puts her arms behind her back. Leah?
No, I'm not going to be punching you.
Come on, you know you want to.
No.
Come on.
No. For one thing, there's no point. I'm really bad at this sort of thing. And second of all, if you were to fall the wrong way, which is really unlikely because I'm just not that good. But if you did, your dad would like kill me because I'm the one who broke his shit this time.
No, this is totally me instigating it this time. It's totally on me.
I'm not punching you.
Come on.
No.
Come
Flat out.
on.
I'm just gonna sit back down and glare at Kelly.
Callie will roll her eyes. You know, someday you're going to be upset that you didn't take me up on that offer.
No, I won't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just assume the offer is always there. So if I need to, I will.
Callie just does she starts off like trying not to, and she just breaks down and starts laughing.
That was kind of my point, actually. Because you didn't exactly put a time ending on it. You didn't say this offer is only good until.
Callie will plop down next to her sister and put an arm over her shoulder. Anyone ever told you that you're too smart for your own good?
No, I'm not sure anybody thought I was smart.
Got a quicker wit than I do, at least.
Maybe we can blame my dad for that genetic thing. He had to do something to deal with his wife, you know.
True. I'm still surprised you didn't get any of her temper.
It's there. I just learned to control it.
You know, there's a part of me that wants to see you someday get really pissed. Not at me, but just at something.
Not at me. It's not like I'm incapable of it.
Well, I know you're not incapable. I saw the ire in your eyes when we saw each other for the first time. I might be something of a goofball, a dork, as you said.
That's because you are.
But I'm not stupid, and I can read people pretty well these days.
How many
Oh.
dice of empathy do you have now?
It's not so much the empathy as it is the perception.
Okay. So they're going, I didn't think you had much. Okay. I don't know. I guess, honestly, it may be just as well, you know, that not both of us didn't get that temper.
Well, I'm learning to control it a hell of a lot better these days. I mean, chameleon's not a bad totem to follow.
If she's helping you, then I agree. Just, I don't know. I can tell you this though. I mean, you know, I have zero plans to turn into him again, although I imagine I will at some point. But like, I mean, I don't get it. Why would you just take someone's phone? Like, I could have had some personal something up. That is personal stuff.
The way you take pictures, there might be something on there compromising.
Well, not on the immediate front of it anyways. You'd have to look into the actual pictures to do that.
Who takes your phone? Who does something like that? Somebody who's trying to get familiar with you and show that they have no boundaries and therefore open to just about anything.
Really? You're going to read that far into it?
Well, I do get a chance to watch a lot of Dr. Phil.
You need a
So
job. For real.
It's kind of like I have a psychology degree from all the stuff I've learned.
From Dr. Phil.
From Dr. Phil. And then, of course, I've got my doctorate in medical science because of Dr. Oz, so...
And then Dr. Mega.
Oh, I know more than he does now. I could do open heart surgery blindfolded. Yeah.
I thought he just, like, prescribed vitamins to help you with, like, everything from sore feet to psychological issues.
No, he just gets me hopped up on Demerol.
Well, you know, there's a use for Demerol in the world.
Helping Garu going through PTSD sleep? Yes.
Really, it's too bad I wasn't around. I probably could have helped you.
I was dangerous at that point.
Okay.
Really dangerous.
Technically, you're always dangerous.
More so than usual.
So, you really think you would have done something to me?
If I came out of dreaming, going through a nightmare, and didn't fully wake up?
The sleep I can put you in isn't like that. Like, you wake up fully refreshed and having had a fantastic night's sleep.
Didn't know that.
Out of character, you get a point of willpower after it.
Well,
I've had it done to me, and I've done it not all the time. Obviously, you don't just knock people out like that. It is, you know, you pretty much have to be. It's a ritual, so it takes some time. So the person you're doing it to either has to be tied there, so they don't move while you're doing it, or, which I obviously have never done. Thank you, never done it. Or, you know, they have to be willing. My dad was willing because he, you know, obviously I need to do it on somebody. He said it was a great night's sleep.
that would have been nice to have at that point.
It's little stuff.
But you're here now. It helps.
I know. I can't be upset at, you know. I mean, I didn't even know where you're at, so it's not like I could have gone finding you anyway. By the way, she didn't say that like trying to drive the point home. She was just saying it very matter-of-factly. Making it clear. Can't change the past. But we have to, at least some control of our part in the future, right?
Sure.
Can't control everybody else. Which is the main thing I've learned, I guess. And it sucks, to be honest, because I would have liked to have been able to do something to make those bastards who wouldn't tell me what was going on with you tell me. Like, why would they not tell me? I don't get this. Did they think I was going to attack them? Because I would have been ended up in a coma somewhere.
When Mega's wife died, they came and took his children. And they wouldn't tell him what happened to her, how she died, when she died.
I know you told me that you had other sisters. Which, to be honest, I'm a little jealous of.
Never met them. Don't know if I ever will.
And that's fine, I get that, but I hope you do. I just, at the same time, I'm supposed to be your sister. The only one.
You are my sister. As far as I'm concerned, the only one that I actually have a bond with. I mean, I guess I'd like to meet my other sisters, but you're my sister. Not Mega's daughters who I'm related to.
I get what you're saying. And you know, it's cool. It's just, it's weird, you know? Like, you grow up one way and then you discover something else.
Leah Krykos, Calliope. You are not.
Oh, God, that name.
You are not getting jealous right now.
I just said I was. The word jealous was said.
I know,
Of course I
but
am.
I'm saying you're not. It's so unbecoming of you. It's so unlike you.
What, are you allowed to be the only one with flaws?
In my small world, yes. Because you're supposed to be my perfect pillar of strength.
Well, surprise, you have to be a pillar of strength once in a while.
But I'm not good at it.
Learn.
Alright, fine. You are the number one sibling in my life and always will be.
Thank you, that's much better.
You're the only one that I've told about my love life.
Speaking of that, look, I don't know this Vale guy. I hope he's a really nice guy like you say. Just do me a favor, if not yourself, okay? And don't, like, make him think that you're, like, all crazy in love with him if you're not. I mean, if you are, fine. Do what you gotta do. I'm not trying to get involved in all of your relationships. I'm sorry, but you don't quite seem sure about all of this. And it's not that I'm so crazy in love and everything's weird thing. It's not like that. It's more like I still have feelings for someone else who's rejected me, and he seems like a really good option. I should give this a chance, and I feel like I should like him, but I'm not sure.
Well, gee, when you put it like that,
What
seems so sterile.
Am I being too observant, or what? I'm not talking. I mean, I guess you must like him a little bit, but maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe you feel more than I'm seeing, but
it's one thing to feel it. It's quite another thing to hear it said out loud.
well, I'm just saying I don't want you to be hurt overall, okay? But it's not okay to treat him like that if you don't feel something for him or don't think something can grow. You know what I mean?
Kelly leans forward and kind of places. She kind of not really doubles over, but bends over and places two hands on the back of her scalp and starts scratching.
I'm not trying to be cold and sterile. That wasn't my point. It kind of looks like a disaster, or it could become a disaster.
Look, sits back up and she just looks up at the ceiling. I like him. The first time we met, we had lunch, and he disarmed me in almost every way imaginable. He's charming, and he's kind, and he understands the kind of pain that you and I have been through. And there's definitely a part of me that finds a romantic side about him that's very appealing. And then there's the wolf side of me, which sees that he has more pure blood in him than I do.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah. And everything that I'm made up of that's not strictly human is aching for him. She kind of like clenches her fingers.
And Leah looks as though she suddenly, has had a TMI moment, but isn't saying anything.
Kelly looks over at her sister. How apparent is it on her face?
I'm sure it's right. It's there. It's not like, I don't think she's like making the actual face, but cringing a little bit, just a tiny bit.
Okay. First off, you don't have an animalistic side. It's very confusing.
No, I don't.
And it's very overwhelming sometimes. Not to say that I didn't want to. It's just there was a lot of cajoling from the wolf instincts.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I never realized how it worked exactly, but at the same time, like, that sort of thing's meant for making babies. Is that what you're trying for?
Oh God, I gotta get tested.
Tested? For what? An STD?
Her eyes are just like now 1,000-yard gaze. Oh God.
Wait. What? Is this for an STD or for pregnancy? I mean, because you don't usually get tested for pregnancy. You just go buy a test and take it when you miss your period.
Well, I'm not quite to that point yet, but wasn't exactly careful, if that means anything.
It does mean something. It doesn't mean everything yet. It's more, honestly, you just have to be patient right now. No test is going to show that yet. Even the earliest test will only show, like, what, at 3 weeks? And it's not foolproof. You're better off to wait until after you missed it.
I'm not ready to be a mom.
Me neither. I'm also not ready to be an aunt, but you know what? I can do that too if I gotta.
She turns pale white at Leah saying that.
Just seriously, like, it's okay. Just chill.
I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid.
You're not stupid. You've done what so many people have done. It's called
He offered, though. He offered. It was my choice.
Okay. But it was also his choice not to insist. So it's his responsibility too. He could have insisted or said, no, we're not doing it unless, He is just as responsible as you. She's gonna lean forward at this point and take Callie's hand and just be like, look, one time, probably not likely, okay? But if you start noticing stuff, it'll be okay.
Callie nods and then looks to Leah. So how do I go about the conversation asking Dad for a prescription?
You don't need a oh, wait, you don't need a prescription to take a test.
No, I'm talking about for birth control.
Oh, that's awkward. Most of us would just go to a clinic.
Yeah, but if he finds it and...
Well, he shouldn't be digging through your stuff, and if he does, that's his own fault on that.
Yeah, but I think he might actually not necessarily be angry, but hurt that I didn't ask him, the doctor.
Okay, last I heard, honestly, doctors aren't supposed to be prescribing for their families.
Really? That's a thing?
Yeah, last I heard. I mean, I could be wrong, but I am going into a medical field. You know, I'm going to end up with basically a master's before I'm done. Okay, I'm only a freshman now, but still. Like, at least their immediate family, I believe they're not supposed to. And it's questionable, at least. You could just say you want to take care of your business. And you're a grown woman. You're 19.
Yeah, that's really subjective when you spent the last 4 years of your life on hold because you're training to be a death machine.
Well, what the grown-ups think isn't really the point. The point is what we think. And if you're ready to take responsibility for your life, then take responsibility.
Will you go with me?
Yeah, I'll go with you. I have no problem with that. It's not something you have to announce to your dad, unless you want to. And if you're gonna keep seeing him, then you probably do want to mention at least that to your dad.
Yeah. Though I think I want you to meet him first.
Sure.
You're a good judge of character.
I don't know about that.
You seem to have hooked a pretty good guy, at least, that is interested in you. I like Alan.
Well, that's what confused me about him. Like, I think he might be interested, but he certainly hasn't said. And I got his number, he has mine, blah blah blah, right? But so then I hadn't even heard from him at all until I ran into him at the bar the other day when you came in, and but then he spent half the night trying to help me. Trying to help me with you. So I don't know if he was trying to help you because you're you, or he's trying to help you because you're my sister. You see what I mean? I'm like kind of confused here.
Why couldn't it have been both?
It could have been both. It could have been both.
I know he likes me. I mean, platonically, but I know he enjoys my company.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then for the first time, he texted me after we left. But it was just something. It was just something like, take care. It wasn't anything big, but I don't know. We will see. We will just see.
Maybe I can try and play matchmaker with you and actually have success.
Maybe. Honestly, I'm not really even looking for something. It just kind of happened. And it's not even the thing. I'm not even sure what I feel.
Why don't you go out for coffee or like dinner with him?
Yeah, I was thinking I'd see if he wanted to hang out. At least I could tell him thank you for helping me out.
Hopefully you'll have better luck than my dad, Wasp Stinger.
Your dad is a grown man, same as, even if he doesn't see it, that you are a grown woman. So he's going to make his own choices. If he wants to stay with the changeling, he'll stay with the changeling. If he wants to break up, he'll probably break up, you know?
I haven't seen her around in a while, and I keep leaving the breadcrumbs at the door, and I keep a lookout for his socks to see if he's got many regular ones.
If he was smart, he would keep a stash in his car or something.
That son of a bitch. Now I know what I'm doing tonight.
Breaking into his car? Really?
It's not breaking in if you have the key.
Okay, so where are you going to get a key? Because I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing he wouldn't have given you one. I mean, he gave you your own car. Like, why would he need to give you a key, one of his keys?
He points at the key rack on the wall.
How sad is that? You realize how sad you are? You're going to break into your dad's car to look for socks.
Well, when you say it like that, yes, it does sound that way.
Yes, it does. Glad you at least see it.
But it's coming from the most purest of places. He deserves the best. Wasp Stinger's the best Fury I've known since Mom.
I like her. I have no problem with her whatsoever. I just don't. Neither one of them seemed particularly eager to be fixed up, okay?
I've got to find out what her real name is.
Why? Are you going to send her a card?
Possibly.
But you said she never leaves the sept, so all you have to do is walk it over. You're there anyway.
She does leave the set from time to time. I'm working on that. Is it wrong of me to feel bad for her that she doesn't seem to have a life outside of the sept?
No, I actually think that's very there's nothing wrong with your feeling that way now. I mean, everybody deserves a life.
I want my mentor to be happy. As terrible as it might sound, she's filled a void that was left after Mom died.
Then I guess I might be a little jealous again. Because I'm not sure I ever had that void filled to start with. Maybe a little when we were young.
Kelly has a little bit of a twinge of hurt. I never even remotely filled that void.
You're not my mother. You're my sister.
I thought being an older sister sometimes went hand in hand with that.
Sometimes, but for us, it was more like being a twin.
That's true. Why don't you get to know Stinger then?
I'd hang out with her. It wouldn't bother me.
Sure, she's got some stories.
Stories are good. It actually smiles just a little bit to herself at that point, but doesn't really bother to explain that.
What?
Nothing. I've just been hearing a lot of stories lately.
Kelly sits up and looks at Leah. Leah?
Yeah. Someone seems to enjoy telling stories, that's all. And it's not Connor, oh God.
Okay. Calling in the emotional family bond freebie.
No, it was just you said stories, and my first thought was that as is weirdly enough is that Alan seems to love to tell stories.
And
He is full of them. No, just stories. He was telling about his family. And I just realized we actually discussed that one meeting, like whether or not we want kids or not, separately, not together, obviously. But who talks about that in the first meeting? What the hell is wrong with me?
Callie's going to roll a perception empathy to see if she can get any kind of indication that Leah might be even slightly smitten, like looking for maybe a hint of like rosy cheeks or
You
something.
can roll. Go for it.
3 successes.
There is a possibility. Basically, she's not. There's no rosy cheeks or anything like that. But we'll just say from what you're hearing and what you're catching of the way things are said, I suppose, because she's not like blushing and stuff like that. But that she thinks there might be something there. She's just really unsure about it. So basically, what she's been telling you all along, but now you're sure.
Callie just gets this very sincere smile on her face as she just rests her knee on her elbow on her knee, and then her chin on her palm, and just stares at her sister with a smile.
What? Give me this weird look.
Nothing.
Either way, for the record, considering the situation with you in hand, I just figured I'd clarify this. Both of us said we didn't want children yet.
Callie nods. True. True. I didn't imply. I'm just.
I have way too much school ahead of me to be handling kids at this point.
I didn't say anything about kids.
No, I was just saying. I wasn't saying. Never accused you of anything. See, someone has to stay calm around here. It clearly is not you.
Callie just kind of flicks her sister on the shoulder with a chuckle.
I just now realized how weird it is that I've had that conversation already.
Maybe you do like him.
Maybe.
Go have dinner with him. If nothing else, you get a good friend out of it. Alan strikes me as the kind of person that would stay with you through thick or thin, regardless of affiliation.
I do appreciate that he has opinions about things, and he's trying to do something. He's trying to actually make the world a better place.
Well, we all do it in our own way. That's kind of our whole paradigm, isn't it? All of us.
Well, sure. I mean, well, in theory, but let's face it. There's a lot of people out there who don't care how the world ends up. They just wanna get what they can out of it.
Yeah, but we're tasked with glorious purpose, remember?
Yeah.
I mean, and she puts a hand on Leah's. You're part of this too. In fact, we probably couldn't do this without you, even if we could breed true with other people.
You don't have to reassure me of my place.
I know I don't have to.
No, I just mean, I know how people look at kinfolk. At least a lot of them. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying Furies. I'm just saying in general. I know how they look at us. But the one thing that gaining a focus these last several months has given me is that I know where things stand, at least in my opinion. And I guess my point is I'm okay with what I am. I mean, I wanted to be Guru like you. I don't deny that, but it didn't happen. And that's okay. I must have a different role.
As Kelly looks at Leah, something for some odd reason that she's heard about crosses her mind, and it makes her cringe slightly. And she kind of shakes her head as, why would you think about that, Kelly?
I'm just gonna. What? What are you? What?
Just an old story I heard about kinfolk that felt that they got a raw deal, and it's not a happy story. I don't know why that just popped into my head.
Well, there are a lot of kinfolk who have gotten a raw deal. It's not like it's a secret.
This is different. It's really different. Profane different.
Oh.
Like, I don't mean to be a... Jeez. I think I might be a pessimist. Look, and she kind of clasps Leah's hand. I don't say it nearly enough, but thank you for just being what you are. Because I couldn't do any of this without you or Mega or any of the kids.
Aw. Well, I'd say you're welcome, but I didn't have much choice in the matter. If I'd had a choice, it probably would have gone differently.
Oh, please. You've been my best friend since we were 2 years old, respectively.
Well, that only happens a couple months a year. That we share an age.
Sure. But I knew from that point.
I probably still would have been learning how to talk, actually.
Between sisters, no words that are needed sometimes.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I don't want to keep you from... And she kind of, like, flicks the material of her uniform.
What, you don't want one of these sexy outfits, too?
If you think I could get a job there without terrifying the cooking staff, wouldn't it be great to see each other every day? All the time? And hey, I'll even move in with you so we live closer to your work, and then we can see each other all the time.
Are you, like, trying to terrify me here?
Why would that be terrifying, Leah? I'll even call you by your full name at work, so it's all professional. My sister Calliope.
Well, my sister Calypso. I mean, seriously, what was Mom thinking? I haven't mentioned to anybody here that I actually have a full name.
Nobody's ever asked mine except for Mega. I don't even think he...
Actually, you told Eve. You told Eve. Or Brandy? Was it Brandy? I know it was out of character. I had the fingers going on. One of them, you told, though.
You know, I don't even think my dad's caught on to my middle name. Mom told me that I was named partly after his mom.
Yep. See, I'm not sure if I knew that.
Lucille. God, I could have been a Lucy.
Well, it's pretty close if you do part of your first name. Kind of like I ended up with the Leah part of my name. You could have ended up with Lipso, which is kind of like Lucy.
Lipso.
It's bad, right?
I will have to frenzy on you if you ever call me Lipso.
Well, it is a classic name.
Yeah, Lipso is a classic name.
And beautiful. Of all things, it's beautiful.
So, just made out with her, and her lips so good.
Well, Lipso goes right up there with Liope.
Like, could you imagine how badly we would have been made fun of in school?
I actually can, and there's a reason why. I'm pretty sure, aside from the first day of school with teachers we didn't know, the names were never said.
I'm so glad that our mom had the forethought of when she met our teachers. Because she emphasized Leah and Callie.
But why in the world did she even give us those names? I mean, okay, I get the theme, but seriously. I mean, I suppose we could have ended up like Hera or something.
That could have been a lot worse. Demeter. I like the name Dido. Though I don't know.
Could have gone with male names. If one of us had been a guy, we could have been like Hephaestus or something.
Hercules, Hector. Oh, Hector's not bad.
I'm just picturing myself as a Hercules.
Oh, gosh, I would have loved to have been Leonidas.
I'm just going to say no to that. Big no.
And I could go around and kicking people in the chest all the time.
You do that anyway.
I don't kick people in the chest.
No, you aim a little lower.
She narrows her eyes. How did you hear about that?
Everybody's heard about that.
It works.
Oh, I don't deny that it would work. Honestly, if someone was trying to attack me, it's something I would do in like 3 seconds.
Glad to know my sister thinks like me.
Well, I just don't attack them first usually, but if I see some dude coming at me, hell yeah, I'll do whatever I can to get the hell away.
I've got to make you a kin fetch, Talon. Oh! She jumps up out of her chair, like literally vaults over the sofa and runs into a room.
Eek!
And she comes back out with her quiver. And she holds out what look to be obsidian-tipped arrows.
Lean forward and look at them. That's really pretty.
My Chases the Storm taught me how to make talons, single-use fetishes.
Oh, that's cool.
These are called, and she hands one over to her. These are called bane arrows.
Okay.
Any spirit of the worm that's hit by one of these is going to have a bad day.
Sounds like a win for you.
And I had to get it through, I bested an air spirit in an archery contest.
That seems like it would have been kind of difficult.
It was. It came down to a tiebreaker, and it missed.
Well, I'm proud of you. Because it seems like that would be very useful.
I should teach you how to shoot a bow. It would be fun to do together.
I totally need to learn to do that.
Why don't you come to the set at some point? Like, come this afternoon or tomorrow, whenever you have time. I'd love to teach you. You can even use my bow.
As long as you trust me with it.
I trust you with everything. Wouldn't tell you about my potential breaking litany to my love life if I didn't.
There's a difference between, like, I don't know. I guess my point is there's a difference between, like, say, letting me do something that is very clearly yours, you know, something that is personal, you know, a thing, as compared to, like, your feelings, which, to be honest, feelings are harder usually. But, you know, people are different, right?
I've always thought whatever was mine was yours. I was never a stingy child. You always got what I got. If I got a toy, you had a toy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything like that. We always shared stuff. I mean, we thought about it too. Like, when we both wanted to use the same Barbie, or we both wanted that dress. But that doesn't change the fact that we both knew it was ours.
Callie
Well,
takes one of the arrows and just hands it over.
I really do like the obsidian. That's really pretty. You can. She sort of sits back for a second, kind of staring at it, and just. Then she finally looks up and she's like, you know, this would be really pretty if I found the right jewelry. I just need to find some.
Callie is going to undo the twine around the shaft of the arrow and scrounge up some like leather binding from the side of her quiver, and she's going to roll dexterity crafts.
Fashion a simple necklace or something.
Yep, and she's going to spend a willpower point on it. Ooh.
I think you did okay.
She actually manages to make the binding around it look decorative. And she takes a couple of bracelets that she has on and cuts them for beads.
I thought you liked my jewelry that I made you when I was a kid.
Kelly just smirks at her sister and then finally takes the necklace and puts it over her neck, over her head.
Is that meant to be defensed against worm chained things?
Pretty sure if you stabbed a bane with it, if one ever manifested in the real world, don't think it would be too happy if you stabbed it with that.
So I stab and bolt. Got it.
Say that I never made you anything. I mean, I gave you something. She kind of touches their mother's pendant.
Yeah. I was the artsy one.
Well, it seems like I might have some of your skill somewhere.
Oh, you do? It's really pretty. Especially considering, you know, it's not like you planned for it. You didn't go out and buy stuff to make it. I wasn't questioning whether you could or couldn't. It was just never your thing, you know?
I know.
Well, I'll be happy to wear it. And she just kind of plays with it, you know, playing with this necklace around her neck. She's like, are you going to be okay?
Kelly just smiles and places a kiss on her sister's forehead. Yeah.
Okay. That actually sounded like something I believe. So, but yeah, if you wanna meet up later, I would like to learn. It seems like something I should learn.
Many things I can teach you in a martial sense.
Well, I can't carry a bow and arrow with me. It's kind of odd in the city here.
Do you still have those boxing wraps I gave you like 3 years ago?
Boxing wraps?
She gestures towards her hands. You know the things that look like a roll of bandages that you put around your hands when you're gonna box?
I might have left those with my dad. I don't really think I would have thought to bring them with me.
Of course you didn't.
What? I didn't bring everything I own. There's still a bunch of boxes of stuff there. I had to drive here, and it was just. I already knew I was going to have to try to get a hold of furniture and stuff.
It's okay. It's okay. I will get you others. I'll get you pink ones this time instead of black ones.
Whatever color you choose would be fine.
No, but I know you like the color pink, and she gestures towards her hair.
I like my hair pink. Honestly, I don't choose to have my hair this color just because it's like a cool thing to do. It's there because well, it reminds me of the person I was, and I want, and as much as I like my hair this color, it's also because a reminder to try to not go back to that angry place again.
Sort of an empathetic smile comes to her face. She places a hand on Leah's shoulder. Doesn't say anything.
Well, Leah's going to stand at that point, not avoiding the hand on shoulder, but just rising with it so it's still actually there. And then she smiles because it was meant to be serious, but she's not trying to get into some really crazy conversation about stuff like that right now. I really should get going. I need to get to work. I've got like 2 classes afterwards. But maybe tonight or tomorrow?
Just give me a text. I'll be around. Might be able to milk another day away from Freya, telling her I have personal stuff to deal with. Any more than that, I risk getting hit in the side of the head with a hammer. So.
Well, you might heal fast, but I'm still thinking that would hurt.
She gets a very severe look on her face. Everything I've heard, that is very true. I've heard that you can get frozen in place if she hits you with a hammer. Hence the name.
Well, remind me to avoid this woman.
Freya? She's nice. She's just...
Hits people with frozen hammers.
Well, don't give her a reason to.
Take your own advice, darling.
Billy just snickers and then gives her sister a hug with a hearty pat on the back.
Hug her back, and then she will touch her necklace just once more, just meet her eyes, and then leave. Go out the door and head out and back into the stupid ass waitress job that nobody in their right mind would really want to keep.
And Kelly sits down and just has a nice thought and smiles. We can end our scene there.